What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we're taking a look at the Bitcoin price on the higher time frames. The lower time frames, we did actually drop below $19,000, going all the way down to $18,600 range. On the lower time frames, high volume, we did have a big move, but on the time frames such as the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hourly, we created a swing failure. So the bulls are defending the range. I'm going to explain why I was in a long position here below $19,000. One of the main reasons also was the swing failure, but we'll go through this right now. Does this mean we are out of the woods and we're going to go to higher levels? Well, no. We're going to talk about also the major resistance zone that we do need to break to become bullish, because we are still creating massive low highs in an aggressive downtrend. We are going to go through this in today's episode, taking a look at the DXY, what happened after the breakout of this descending wedge. Yes, we came all the way up to meet the target of the descending wedge pattern, which is the high here, creating a swing failure and coming down to this support range. I'm going to explain how this level over here is massive support. We would have to have a massive breakdown to create a downward structure here, as you can see, with lower highs that is confirmed right now, but we do not have confirmed the next lower low. As soon as this happens, then we could assume that the DXY potentially is going to have a larger correction to the downside. I think this is the lessly probable scenario. I think that we could get a bounce here from this range. This is something that we're going to talk about in this episode. But if we do get that drop to this range over here, I do see Bitcoin getting a bounce, and also the SP 500, guys. There is a bullish case scenario for next week. I'm going to explain that in today's episode, of course. Now, if I'm bullish in the immediate short term, this means we are going to be very, very bearish as soon as we do hit some major resistance zones here on the SP 500, which I do think can happen by next week. I'm going to explain this in today's episode, so make sure to stay tuned. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Daily take on Bitcoin, crypto, also the live stream to connect with the community. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything that I say. If you do so, do your research. Let's dive in, guys. Now, yesterday, I did not manage to do a daily update. A long time since I missed a day, okay, with a daily update, but I was out all day, so it was absolutely impossible for me. I was going to do an update with the mobile, but yes, I didn't want to do this, okay. I prefer doing a proper analysis here, looking at the charts, instead of doing it on the mobile, of course, as you know. I am back tomorrow, Sunday, so I'll be back with some live streams, of course. I did get some good comments on shorter time frame videos, so I will be doing a mix of video updates and live streams, but I do know a lot of people like live streams, of course, because we can take a look at a better opportunity for trading, of course, with the live streams. Now, let's go through here the Bitcoin price. What happened yesterday? Well, we did get that drop below $19,000. If we take a look at the low time frames, such as the 15-minute, 5-minute chart, okay, we can see that we did have, you know, some pretty high volume on this move to the downside. You know, this was pretty impressive. Now, we know that we do have a volume breakout strategy, okay, where we do get below a volume range, and then if we break down that support level, we should be acting as resistance. But as you can see, you know, the price was not even stopping at that range. It was just having some massive pumpy action insanely, as you can see here looking at the 15-minute chart. Big recovery, some pretty high volume on the moves up. So of course we need to be extremely cautious on this, you know, potential short for a potential swing failure. Now, we need a very, very large big breakout from a major support level that we have been bouncing now for several weeks, guys. This is not an enough breakout, and if we do have this kind of recovery, we need to be well aware of this potential swing failure pattern. We can go to the 1 hour, 2 hourly, 4 hourly, okay, where we have dipped below the $18,870 range, which was the low from the 20th of October. We also had lows here back on the 11th of October, here also the 3rd of October. If I do get a horizontal line from these lows over here, look at the massive recovery here with the volume that we did have, looking at the 2 hourly, 4 hourly, okay. So this is a swing failure. The bulls are defending this $19,000 range. For me, it was enough to place a long range, okay. This swing failure from this lows, big recovery, and we were also hitting the 61865 Fibonacci level from the lows here on the 13th to the highs, we're also hitting that 618 range here. So we got the swing failure, we got the 618. So that potential recovery after this, hourly, 2 hourly close at this range above the $18,900 level was enough for me to say, look, this is maybe going to get a higher recovery here. And of course, we are potentially going to hit resistance and have that turn over. But if you enter a long position and you protect it straight away as soon as you are into some decent profits, I mean, this trade might get wicked out. I am in this long position here from $18,970 approximately, protected the position as soon as we were having this leg up, because I am still feeling a little bit bearish. We are creating massive lower highs, and of course we could continue back down. We'll probably get wicked out of this position. I'm still holding about 10% of that short position at 19,629. This was an incredible short position that we were talking about on the live streams on the 17th and 18th of October. Still holding about 10%, a very, very small position right there. But it is worth, I am hedging this range. They are both protected. I've got a small long. I got that short position also for the last, 5 days. So hedging these positions and having free trade, basically. I'm only paying fees on these positions, all right? Of course, this long position might get wicked out. I prefer getting wicked out and not losing any money and just riding the rest of the short, okay? And probably considering re-entering a long, or depending on what kind of price action we are going to create next at this range, okay? There will always be time to re-enter another long position if we are going to see some exhaustion, another swing failure, and a potential recovery. So like I said, something that we talked about the other day, bearish case scenario, this is still looking relatively bearish as we are creating massive lower highs. To become bullish, okay, for looking for those day trade, swing trades, all right, we would have to massively break above the $19,600 range with a large amount of volume. No swing failures, because there is a possibility in hitting the range and getting a massive correction. I'm talking about a big breakout. At least on the 1 hourly, we would need a big massive close well above this last lower high of 19,000, and even slightly above this $19,900 range. Then of course this will be looking pretty good. I would like to see that big massive spike in volume breaking the lower highs. Then I would consider that we are going to create a higher low next, guys, and this is where I would consider to enter those day trade swing long trades, all right, to the upside. Of course, we do have the long trades here from swing failures. We need to be very, very patient. What I did trade this with my mobile actually, because I analyzed this. I did set an alarm below this low over here, got the alarm, and instantly, just after a few minutes, we had a massive recovery. We closed above, and I knew, that this was a potential nice long. I knew we were hitting the 618 from the low to the high here. We were creating the swing failure, get into that long, wait, half an hour, 1 hour, and then as soon as we are in profits, protect position, because we know we are still in a relatively big bearish structure. Now of course, once we started to have this recovery, all right, on Bitcoin, what happened on the DXY was absolutely crazy. Okay, what happened on the DXY was we went all the way up here to this high of the descending wedge scenario. We were bullish at this range. We were looking at the DXY to go to higher levels. Of course, the projected target from a descending wedge is the top of the wedge, and we tested the highs here and created that swing failure pattern. Instantly after touching this level, Bitcoin got that wick to the upside, and also the DXY started correcting heavily yesterday here. Now, where did it close? It closed at a big, massive support range, as you can see on the chart. Okay, very strong resistance, support, resistance. It's a level that has been consistently very, very strong, as you can see here on the chart. Now, we do know that we are in a big, massive uptrend on the DXY. We have confirmed a lower high right over here on the charts. Okay, so there is some slight weakness here, okay, on the DXY, looking at the 1 hourly, 2 hourly time frame. Now, there's only a little bit of weakness. This is not confirmed that we are going to go much lower, as we are still creating higher lows aggressively. Higher highs, we've just confirmed the next lower high range here, looking at the lower time frames. We would have to break below the 110 level here to confirm a potential downtrend on the DXY here, looking for the next coming weeks. This hasn't happened yet. We are still creating higher lows. This range here, we can see that we have higher low support trend line, and of course we do have this massive support trend line that should be holding nicely as support. And also if we take a look at fib levels, you know, we got the 618, we got the 78, all of this range is massive support, okay, in between the 110.8 and 111.4 approximately. You know, this range, despite the DXY getting volatility here, we could create a double bottom scenario, you know, just very similar here. As soon as we broke this resistance high trend line, what happened is created a double top, and as soon as you create a double top and you start falling here, breaking below the higher lows, you know that this is massive weakness and you could get back into this range. So we will be eyeing this, okay? We will know if this is going to be bullish or not, okay? If we do break the support level, all right, and we do hold above this last higher low scenario, you know, if we start having this price action, guys, this is going to be extremely bullish for the DXY. We will have to look for you know, bearish trades, okay, for Bitcoin. You know, I will be eyeing this very carefully with the live streams in the next coming days, looking for those opportunities, because if the DXY does drop here below the support trend line, of course this is going to be bullish for S&P. It will be also bullish for Bitcoin, and we will have a chance of seeing Bitcoin, you know, hitting this last lower high, right, which is at the $19,500, $19,600 range. If we start wicking above that range, okay, and consolidating, and the DXY forming this kind of double bottom below this support trend line, still creating high low, I mean, this is going to be insanely bullish for the DXY and insanely bearish for Bitcoin. And that would be a you know, massive shorting scenario, guys, okay, because probably a lot of people are going to start becoming bullish as we are breaking above low high resistance. This will not be a confirmed breakout. This probably might be a scenario where they're going to trap a lot of bullish people, a lot of longs, and then of course, you know, we will be looking for shorting scenarios on the live streams, you know this. So I'll be eyeing this, you know, very carefully the next coming days on the live stream. If we do manage to have a massive breakout, you know, this is what I want to see, to start thinking, hey, you know, this is looking pretty bullish. The possibilities in creating a higher low right over here is just very high if we do get this kind of breakout. But if we start getting choppy action like this, you know, at this range, you know, this is going to be extremely bearish, guys. We will be looking for those opportunities. You know, I think tomorrow is going to be relatively boring Sunday, but by Monday, Tuesday, you know, we'll be spot on with our trading. You know that, guys. So S&P 500, I just want to jump here on the S&P 500 and talk about this scenario over here where, you know, it is kind of, you know, we almost got that breakdown from this major support level. It is holding the range, right? It's kind of creating a relatively nice double bottom scenario. Of course, it's creating aggressive lower highs. And looking at the lower time frames, you know, 2 hourly, 1 hourly, it does look like that the S&P is kind of forming an inverse head and shoulder. You know, a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but the price action lies lower lows and a slightly higher low created here, you know, on the 20th and the 21st of October, having a massive recovery on Friday. You know, you can see there is some bearish weakness here, and a potential breakout from this neckline here from lower highs is just about to, you know, we were just about to break this level. Let's see on Monday, what are we going to close with? A gap to the upside, to the downside. You know, the possibility in moving higher here is very possible. And why is that? Of course, we got this kind of momentum, slightly higher low, you know, this neckline here with the lower highs that can be broken. If we break above this range, you know, by Monday, it's going to be looking pretty good, guys. You know, the movement to the upside is just very likely by next week, especially if we do see that DXY, you know, getting below the support of higher lows and maybe a fake out. And, you know, if we do have a massive run up, you know, by next week, you know, this is going to be bearish as soon as we hit some certain levels here on the S&P 500. I'm not sure if we will reach by next week, but if you do see this as a kind of inverse head and shoulder, you know, with a descending neckline here, you know, projected move would be round about the 4,000 points on the S&P 500. If I go to the 4 hourly, of course, we zoom in out, we are forming like a descending broadening wedge, you know, massive lower highs, massive lower lows. And the reason why I think we can hit the 4,000 points basically is because of the 618 fib level, right? If we take the look at the all-time high created here back in December of 2021, on the S&P 500, we take the highs to the low range here. You know, you can see we were hitting the 618, right? 618. So massive drop, you know, like this, bang to the lows. Where do we come up to? The 618, okay? So if we get the last lower high over here, okay, and then, you know, to the extreme lows, we know that if we get Fibonacci from the high to the low, where did we hit? The 61865 range, okay, where we did get that rejection back down here. We created another lower low. So where would be the next lower high? You know, of course, we do like the 618. We've been hitting 618 here, 618 here. So a potential another 618 is very, very possible, guys. If we do get the highs here to the lows, that 618 range, okay, does you know, have a coincidence with the, you know, inverted head and shoulder scenario here that is potentially forming on the S&P 500. That projected move should be round about the 4,000 points. If this does happen, okay, I think, you know, we need that breakout. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it happens, guys, I mean, this is the moment for me that I will be very, very bearish, okay? I will be bearish if we do hit the 4,000 points, especially getting a consolidation at that level. You know, this is going to be the level that I'll be right. You know, high confluence, 618, you know, the target. We are aggressively creating lower highs. We'll be hitting massive resistance zone at this level of 4,000 points on the S&P. Then I'll be switching back to Bitcoin to see where is Bitcoin at. Is Bitcoin also hitting resistance? Is DXY hitting support? And having that combination, all right, on the live streams, you know, for looking for those massive, you know, opportunities, guys. So, you know, there are some different scenarios that I'm looking at here to see if they happen. You know, I'm not predicting that it's going to happen, but if it happens and start hitting these levels, then, you know, we got that setup, okay? We got that setup with a massive confluence. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this live stream, okay? Update on you know, some potential scenarios that could happen, you know, by next week. You know, between today and tomorrow, we might have some boring price action. Stay safe with your trading. Remember that on Bybit, you do have an insane bonus of up to $4,380. The link is down below. It's another way to support the channel, but you get an insane bonus. It takes 2 minutes to sign up, and on your profile, you go to the rewards hub. You got some tabs there where you can claim this bonus. Check out Bitcoinsensus website. We do post, you know, some technical analysis ideas here, totally free information down below. Thank you, guys, and I will see you in the next one.